If you're anything like me, you got into powerlifting because you wanted to lift weights, but you didn't want the diet restrictions that came with bodybuilding. When you start powerlifting, it's awesome. You can basically just eat whatever the heck you want to, especially if you're trying to gain weight. A lot of powerlifters are really missing an opportunity to dial in their nutrition and be a better athlete. If the goal is not to be the best powerlifter that you can be, then I don't really know why you would continue. And in order to be the best powerlifter you can be, you have to take a critical look at your nutrition and how to set yourself up for success. Specifically today, let's talk about the pre-workout window, because I see a lot of people making mistakes in this window of nutrition. They will either run into the gym right after work, right after school, without properly fueling themselves. Their workouts will be subpar, and they will not make as much progress as they would like to. We're gonna break this down into 3 eating windows. We're gonna do 3 hours out, which is pretty far away from training, 1 hour out, which is moderately away from training, and 15 to 20 minutes, meaning you're just running into the gym, the day got away from you. I'm gonna give you 3 nutrition strategies that are gonna set you up for success if you find yourself in any of those time frames. So first off, let's talk about 3 hours out, or as I like to call it, the unemployment window, because basically if you're having a pre-workout meal 3 hours before training, you probably don't have much else going on. Basically, a well-balanced meal of protein, carbohydrates, and even a little bit of fat 3 hours out is gonna do wonders for you. There is not a huge need to reduce fat this far out from a training bout, because you are gonna have some time to digest, especially if you're going on a 10-minute walk after you finish your meal. You're gonna be well digested. The fats are not really gonna sit in your stomach as they would if you were training closer to when you were eating. I think a specific meal would be something like a chicken and avocado over rice bowl with a decent amount of rice, not a ton of avocado, because again, even though we're far out, we don't wanna go overboard on the fats, because the more that we're eating, the more we may feel bogged down during training, which is the exact opposite of what we want. This meal is going to fuel us, and it is also going to ensure that we have adequate protein throughout the day. A lot of people think about the post-workout window where they need to get their protein in, but front-loading your protein, getting your protein in pre-workout is also incredibly important. The more evenly spaced and adequate protein we can get throughout the day, the better muscle protein synthesis is going to happen. There has been a lot of talk over the anabolic window post-workout. I don't think there's much evidence towards that. If that's the way you want to go, I don't think it's a detriment either, getting in your shake immediately after you finish training. I think what's more impactful, and the research bears some of this out, is a broader spectrum of protein throughout the day. So 3 hours out, we're having a meal of high protein, high carb, minimal fat. Now, if you're like me, you want to eat a little bit closer to training because you don't want to feel hungry in the gym. Some people do want to feel hungry. For me, hunger is just a distraction. So I like to have my pre-workout meal about an hour out. And if you are eating closer to training, this is when fats become a little bit more dangerous to consume. A meal higher in fat is going to slow us down and make us just feel super sluggish, which is not what we want when we are going in for training, especially if we're going for a heavy squat or a heavy deadlift. I cannot tell you how many times I have had to stop my warm-ups, run to the bathroom, take care of business, if you know what I mean, and then head back. And there is nothing worse than sitting in the bathroom while you are soaked in sweat from your warm-up sets. Take it from a professional. So 1 hour out, I would focus mainly on high carb, moderate protein. For me, that has always been a rice bowl with ground turkey, lean ground turkey, because I don't want as many fats, and I like to throw in a couple tortillas on top of this. The great thing about this meal is that the only thing that changes if you're in a calorie deficit or a calorie surplus is the amount. You can eat the same thing on a deficit or on a surplus. In fact, that's what I do. When I'm on a deficit, my carbs come down a little bit, I lean more on the protein, I only have 1 tortilla as opposed to 3. When I'm bulking, dude, throw 200 grams of rice in that bowl, baby. We are going in. Eating the same thing helps reduce decision fatigue, which for me is very, very impactful. The only thing I want to think about when I'm about to train is the training. I want to be mentally focused on the work that I'm about to do. I don't want to think about, well, if I have, chicken or beef, or what should I have, pasta or rice? No, I know what I'm going to have, and I just adjust the measurements up or down. Very, very simple, very easy. Finally, for all you workaholics out there that are just trying to run into the gym, we've got the 15 to 20 minute window window. And in this window, I would specifically focus on fast digesting carbs. At this point, we just want to get something in our stomach. We just want to feel a little bit of fuel. So a Rice Krispie treat, a banana, some type of fast digesting carbohydrate that is going to help stave off a little bit of that hunger specifically and make you feel a little bit more juiced and jazzed to get in the gym. You aren't going to get a ton of benefit from a pre-workout meal this close to training, but in this case, I would definitely recommend that you focus more so on your post-workout meal. Hopefully you will have a little bit more time to design a meal that is going to help you. In the pre-workout, just focus on getting something in your stomach, specifically higher carbohydrates. We don't want any fats in this scenario, maybe a little bit of protein. A protein bar and a Rice Krispie treat, a banana and a protein shake, something along those lines I think will benefit you greatly. So there you have it, folks. Those are my pre-workout recommendations. If you like this video, we may do a post-workout recommendation on the channel. I think that nutrition is something that is severely lacking in the powerlifting community because we've made a meme out of it. It's not that important for us. We're not getting on stage looking super peeled and lean. We're just trying to get big, which I get, but at the same time, nutrition plays an important factor in helping you perform the best that you can, which at the end of the day is what we are all trying to do. So if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like it, leave a comment down below. If we get enough likes, we will do a post-workout nutrition video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If I've wet your whistle in terms of nutrition and you want to learn how to set up a maintenance diet or a calorie deficit, you can click on this video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Get strong and stay strong.